Good day, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I hope everyone is doing great today. Yes, today's video is going to be very interesting. Um, I want to talk about something very important based off of some questions, some emails, messages I've been getting, and just, some observations I've made. So, as you guys know, before I get into it, I am a huge fan of Bruce Lee. I love his philosophy because his philosophy can be applied to many aspects of our lives, especially language learning. Okay? Hence the title, The Finger Has Become a Major Distraction. Yes, it has. It has. So, I'm going to start off and talk about a few quotes of his. Okay. Now, the first quote you guys have heard many times. If you've seen the video, or if you've seen the movie Enter the Dragon. If this is your first time, I'm going to post a link to that video to where you can watch it, and you will see him make this quote there. So, the quote. How did the quote go? Don't think, feel. It's like a finger pointing to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger, or else you'll miss all of that heavenly glory. One more time. Don't think, feel. It's like a finger pointing to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger, or else you'll miss out on all of that heavenly glory. Yes. So true, so true. So, many of you already know what it means, but for those of you who don't know what it means, let's get into it. So basically, to keep it simple, you're focusing on something that's taking away the enjoyment. Something that's taking away all of the enjoyment. So I'm going to use language learning here. For example, if I want to learn a particular language, okay, let's say, I don't know, take a random language, Japanese, all right? From the beginning, I'm constantly worrying about things. I'm constantly worrying about the future, or, you know, um, the pronunciation, the grammar, whatever. It's an issue. It's the main issue. I'm worrying about if I'm going to come to a point to be able to speak that language in the future. Will it be possible? I'm not sure. I would like to, but I don't think it will. I don't think it's going to happen. Will I be able to have an accurate pronunciation to speak with the natives? Will I be able to read the language well? Okay. Will I be able, and then also worrying about sounding weird, worrying about bothering the native when you're trying to practice with them. All of this stuff, those are distractions. Okay. You're focusing on the finger. You're missing out on all the enjoyment. Okay. That takes away all of the enjoyment. That's basically what Bruce Lee meant by that quote. Okay. The second quote, I'm going to read it here. I want to. All right. So this second one is about belts. All right. So that is in the martial arts world, black belt, yellow belt. We all know, if you're familiar with the martial arts, we understand what belts mean. So this is what Bruce Lee had to say about belts. I don't have any belt whatsoever, and I'm assuming someone asked him if he had a belt. That is just a certificate. Unless you can really do it, that is, defend yourself successfully in a fight, that belt doesn't mean anything. I think it might be useful to hold your pants up, but that's about it. There simply isn't time in a man's life, and there's some more stuff. I want to stop there. So I will post a link in the description to this and to the video of these quotes. Now, why did I choose this? Because it's applicable. It coincides with the language learning when it comes to the levels, because that's basically what the belts represent. It represents your level in the martial arts. Um, but I want to bring it together with the concentration on how it can really distract you. All right. So um, I understood where he came from when he made this quote, because for him as an individual, he didn't concentrate on that. That was the belt, these different styles, they were meaningless to him. His main focus and his main enjoyment was to better himself as an individual, as a human being, and improve his skill in the martial arts. That's what his main concern was, and that's what he enjoyed doing, and he was very successful at it because that he was enjoying the process. So with language learning, I think a lot of people are getting frustrated, they're getting impatient, and they're no longer enjoying the language that they're studying. Why? Because they're focusing too much on a particular thing, which in this case is achieving a certain level. Um, when will they come to the point of being able to interact, speak with the native speaker? Okay, and when this happens, you start asking certain questions like, how long is it going to take? What do I need to do to get to this point? Um, and also making statements such as, it's taking too long. You know, um, we all know about these statements and questions. Once you get to that point, then the process no longer is enjoyable. It's become work. It's become a task, and you don't want to do it anymore. So this is just something that I've observed, and I mean, a lot of people go through this. I'm sure a lot of you have went through this. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's always good to have levels. We all need, or sorry, not levels. It's always good to set goals. Okay, we all need to set goals when we're learning a language. If you want to reach a C2 level, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, the goals are important, but the problem comes when you're focusing too much. Like, oh man, when is it coming? When is it coming? This is too slow. It's too slow. You know, so I see that as a major problem when it comes to language learning. Um, also, uh, you need to, you really need to pay attention to your surroundings. Okay, you may not be aware of it. You may have someone who's close to you. Their mentality may have um, an effect on your mentality. Their way of thought may rub off on you, and it may affect your learning process. I think it's very important to pay attention to who you're hanging out with, um, and observe the way they're thinking. At least this is something that I do. I like to observe anyone I'm following just to see how they're thinking, and if it doesn't match up with, I mean, sure, everyone has their own opinions and whatnot, but I try to watch that. I don't want to be affected by it. So I think it's important to just make sure you understand your peers, where they're coming from, and just be careful, pretty much. So the last thing I want to do is share experience when it comes to this stuff. Like when I first started learning languages such as Chinese, Japanese, long time ago, back in '99, 2000. I was unaware of a lot of these terms and things that are always coming up. Level C1, A1. I had no idea about that stuff. No one was really talking about it. I wasn't really part of a forum or community or whatever. It was just all fun. It was just, got the resources, got out there, interact with the native speakers, and just have fun with it every day. It didn't feel like work. Now, when I think back, it's like, man, I really was putting work in, but it didn't feel like work at the time. Why? Because I was enjoying it. I was, it was heavenly glory to me, and it's still heavenly glory to me, and it's going to continue to be heavenly glory to me as long as I continue in this path and have the same mentality. All right. Don't get me wrong, after joining communities, forums, and beginning to learn about these different levels and whatnot, um, I've learned a lot. And a lot of the advice have benefited my languages, my language learning, a whole lot. But I think the main thing here is the motivation, the enjoyment. If you don't have motivation and you're not enjoying it, it's not going to work in the end. No matter how many tips someone gives you, or how good a method is. If you don't have that, if that's not going on, then you can forget it. So that is pretty much it. I'm going to wrap this video up. Like I said, I'll post the links in the description to these quotes. You guys can go check out. And yeah, just thought it would be interesting to talk about that. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for viewing, and have a good day.